Is it okay, all of you, please? Is it okay? Okay. Flywheel energy storage systems, FESS, use the electric energy as an input, okay, and which is stored in the form of kinetic energy. Means simply what we can say. So this is the energy storage device. Okay, this is the energy storage device, but generally in other like supercapacitors, okay, and hybrid energy storage systems, we are storing the electrical energy. Okay, we are storing the electrical energy, but somewhat different this concept. Flywheel energy storage systems or flywheel energy storage device. It stores the it stores the energy that is but in the form of kinetic energy, but is in the form of kinetic energy. Is it right? Okay, so but here the input is the electrical energy, but here the input is the electrical energy. So kinetic energy can be described as the energy of motion. In this case, the motion of spinning mass called a rotor. The rotor spins in nearly frictionless enclosure. So means what we can say here. So how this kinetic energy is converted. So we are taking the one rotor. Okay, we are taking one rotor that is called as the device which is spinning, which is rotating. Okay, that device can be called as a rotor. So here we are using the spinning of mass, means we are using the spinning device, rotating device. Clear? So for converting this energy from electrical energy into the mechanical energy. So that is the energy of motion. Okay. In this case, the motion of spinning mass called a rotor. The rotor spins nearly frictionless enclosure. Clear? So when a short-term breakup power is required because utility power fluctuates or is lost, the inertia allows the rotor to continue spinning and resulting kinetic energy converted into the electricity. So means what we can say here, when a short-term backup power is required, okay, when a short-term backup power is required, utility power fluctuates or it's lost, the inertia allows the rotor to continue spinning. Means, so this device is allows to rotor continue to rotate, okay, continues to spinning, and thus resulting the kinetic energy is converted to the electricity. Okay, this kinetic energy is converted to the electricity again. Is it clear? So means for short-term backup power is required. If any short-term backup power is required, so the rotating part means that is the rotor or the spinning device, the rotating device is allows to convert the mechanical energy or electrical energy to the electrical energy. When this is possible, when the short-term backup power is required. Okay, it is allowed like in this case. In this case also, most modern high-speed flywheel energy storage systems consisting of massive rotating cylinder, okay, rim attached to a shaft that is supported to a starter, that stationary part of the electric generator by a magnetically leviated bearings. Means what we can say here, in this, you can see here, the flywheel energy storage system is one of the most efficient technology for storing. The key components of the systems are rotating cylinder, okay, the rotating cylinder, bearings, generator or motor, okay, and the container and accommodate the flywheel. So these are the main parts of the flywheel energy storage systems. You can see in this diagram, it is having the machine, okay, it is having the electrical machine. That is the machine. Why we are calling as a machine? Because this machine will work as a motor or generator. Okay, the device which is working as a motoring mode or generating mode, that device can be called as a machine. It is clear. So otherwise we can say name, we can specify the name as a motor or generator. Okay, when it is converting the electric energy into the mechanical energy, so we can say motor. When it is converting from mechanical energy into the electrical energy, so we can say as a generator. So means the machine sometimes work as a motor or sometimes work as a generator. That's why, so simply the machine can be called as a sorry, the device, simply the device can be called as a machine. Okay, so here this machine is work as a motor or generator, and the input for this motor machine, okay, when it is working as a motor, is as electrical input A, B, C. Okay, electrical input A, B, C, and this and next it is having the one rotor. Okay, that is the spinning device or rotating device. It is having the one rotor, that is spinning device or rotating part. Okay, and it is also having the bearings at the both sides. It is also having the magnetic bearings at both ends at the motor generator set as well as a rotor side. Okay, and it is also having the one vacuum pump, and it is also having the one vacuum pump. Okay, and this is the shaft axis of the rotation. This is the mechanical shaft. Okay, these are the parts of the uh, flywheel energy storage systems. These are the main components, or these are the main parts of the flywheel energy storage systems. Clear? So also it is we can connect the one power electronic converter. So also we can convert the power electronic converters. Okay, that is depends upon the supply. That is depends upon the supply or output what we required. Okay, if in case we require the DC output, if in case we require the DC output, so whatever we are getting the electricity from this device, that is AC, so that is alternating induced EMF electromotive force is converted into the direct current, is to be converted into the direct current. Okay, so for that purpose we need a one inverter, so converting DC to AC. Okay, so if in case we are using the AC motor or whatever, if we are having the DC supply, in that cases also we need a converter. So for that purpose we are using the power electronic converter. Okay, so addition of this all these components, motor, generator set, rotor, vacuum pump and bearings and so on etc. Okay, we are using the one more component, that is the power electronic component, power electronic component. So these are the parts of the uh, flywheel energy storage systems. So you can see here some key advantages of flywheel energy storage are allows maintenance, long lives. Okay, that is, some flywheels are capable of well over 10,000 full depth of discharge cycles, and the newest configurations are capable of even more than that, greater than the 1,75,000 full depth of discharge cycles. Okay, so what is the meaning of this one? So generally, the energy storage systems, just wait. Generally what we can say, uh, the energy storage systems may be a battery or some other storage systems, okay, some other storage devices, okay, which allows for a particular life cycle, particular cycles of the energy, means one what we can say, one एक बार discharge हो गया, एक बार charge हो गया, it will complete one cycle. So it will some devices will allows for some particular cycle of the energy, means 5,000 cycles, 10,000 cycles, or 200 3,000 cycles, means some devices are having some limits of this regarding charging and discharging cycles, but it is not having any limits of the charging and discharging cycles. Okay, means this flywheel energy storage systems is not having any limits regarding charging and discharge cycles. Okay, if there is a limit regarding charging and discharging cycles, then what will happening? So one at some time, whenever the charging and recharge cycles are reached that limit, so the lifetime of the battery or the lifetime of the energy storage device is going to be decreased. The lifetime of the energy storage systems are going to be decreased. So that is the one of the main disadvantage of this limitation of the life cycles of the energy storage systems. But here the it is compared with some other devices like batteries and some other energy storage system, so it is not having any limitations regarding the charging and discharge cycles. Okay. Generally we are using the here rotor, that is the spinning device, a rotating device, that is the solid steel material we are using, or we can use the carbon material also. Okay, means as a rotor material, we can use the solid steel or carbon material. Okay, so and it will allow the high speed also. Okay, it will allow the high speed, and it is also having the heavy weight. Okay, also it is having the heavy weight. So the choice of rim material will determine the system cost, weight, size, and performance. Composite rims are both lighter and stronger than the steel. Okay, so means carbon composite compared with the steel, the weight of the carbon composite material is somewhat less than the steel material. Okay, which means that they can achieve the much high rotational speed. So obviously the weight of the device is high, so obviously the speed is decreases, the rotating speed is decreases. So but if you want to increase the high, if you want to rotate the device with a high speed, so we can use the carbon composite because it is having the somewhat less weight compared with the solid steel material. Okay. Next, the amount of energy that can be stored in a flywheel is a function of square of the RPM, making higher rotational speed desirable. So you can see here. So you can see in this equation, EF is equal to 1 by 2 JF into omega F square. Okay, EF is equal to 1 by 2 JF into omega F square. Here, EF is nothing but flywheel energy stored. Okay, means energy stored in the flywheel device. Okay, EF is nothing but energy stored in the flywheel device. And next, J is nothing but momentum of inertia. So means that is the it is having the rotating part, so the inertia, the momentum of inertia is present, so that is also we have to consider. Okay, so means flywheel momentum of inertia, and omega F square. Omega F is nothing but speed of the flywheel energy storage system. Okay, or flywheel energy storage device. Okay, that is in radians per second. That is in radians per second. So means what we can say here. So this whatever the energy stored in this flywheel energy storage device, that energy is directly proportional to the square of the speed of the flywheel energy storage device. Okay, square of the speed. Is it clear? So also this equation we can also write this like this: EF is equal to 1 by 2 JF into JF into N square, NF square. Okay, that is rotations per minute. Okay, that is omega m is nothing but that is the speed of that device. Okay, in radians per second, and N is nothing but speed of the device in rotations per minute. Okay, so NF square is nothing but flywheel energy storage, speed of the flywheel energy storage device, that is in rotations per minute. Okay, so we can also write this equation: EF is equal to 1 by 2 JF omega F square, that is equal to 1 by 2 JF into NF square. Okay, so means what we can say in flywheel energy storage devices, whatever the energy stored in this flywheel device, that is directly proportional to the square of the speed of the flywheel device. Square of the speed of that flywheel energy storage device. Clear? So already we told that it is having the some important it is having some components. Okay, so what are the components are required? What are the components it is having or it is consisting of? So a rotor, that is a spinning device, a rotating device, and a motor generator, or we can say simple machine. And also we need the electrical energy as an input for starting the machine. Okay, for starting the motor. And also we are using the one vacuum chamber. Okay, so here also we are using the one vacuum chamber or vacuum pump. So here what is the operation of this circuit? So whenever we are giving the electrical energy as an input for this motor, okay, whenever we are giving electrical energy as an input for this motor, so it will start as a motoring mode. It will start as a motoring mode, clear, and it will convert from electrical energy to the mechanical energy. Okay, it will convert into the electrical energy to the mechanical energy, and it will rotate this rotating part of this device. Okay, spinning device or rotating device or rotor, simply we can say rotor. Okay, this motor is rotates this rotor, and this will convert the mechanical energy. Means we are converting the electrical energy to the mechanical energy, and this mechanical energy is to be stored. Okay, this mechanical energy is to be stored. So but how this mechanical energy is stored, so I will explain you later after 1 or 2 days. Okay, again I will repeat this topic. Is it okay? Is it okay, all of you?
Hello,
Anyone?
sir.
I have a one, just wait, I have one question here. Means I have some doubt. Okay, so here the rotor is rotating and it will convert some mechanical energy, and the energy stored in the form of kinetic energy. Okay, here the always we have to remember the energy stored in this device. Okay, but this energy is stored in the form of kinetic energy. So how this energy is stored in the form of kinetic? Sorry, how this kinetic energy is stored? That is I have a little bit question and a little bit doubt here. So I will clarify this doubt in after in 1 or 2 days. Is it okay, all of you? Is it okay? Is it okay, all of you, please? Is it okay? Because मुझे doubt है, so how the kinetic energy is stored? Okay, so that is मेरा question है. So I will clarify this doubt later. Okay, yes or no, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So motoring generating mode is nothing but just if you taking the machine, okay. For example, if you are taking the induction machine, machine, okay, we are giving input. We are giving input, okay, and this machine will work as a motoring mode, okay, and it will convert the mechanical energy, and it will convert the mechanical energy. So, but in the case of induction motor, when the speed is less than the synchronous speed, means motor speed is nothing but motor speed किसको बोलते हैं अपन? So at which speed the rotor is rotating, at which speed the rotor is rotating, that speed can be called as a motor speed. Is it clear? Because here in the induction motors, we are having two speeds. One is the synchronous speed, one is the synchronous speed, and another one is the rotor's motor speed. Is it right? So synchronous speed is nothing but, so whenever we are giving the supply for the stator winding, the EMF, the flux is produced. Okay, the flux is produced by each winding of the stator winding, and these three fluxes will be interacted, and one resultant flux will be produced. One resultant flux will be produced. That is called as rotating magnetic field, and this rotating magnetic field is rotates in the air gap of the machine. Okay, this rotating that is we are calling it as RMF, rotating magnetic field. This rotating magnetic field is rotates in the air gap of the machine. Air gap is nothing but whatever the space is provided between the stator and rotor. Okay, because in induction motor there is no electrical or mechanical connection from between the stator and the rotor. There is just some space between the stator and rotor. That space can be called as the air gap. Clear? So in this air gap, the flux is rotating. Okay, at which speed the flux is rotating, or at which speed the the field is rotating. So that speed can be called as a synchronous speed. Okay, that speed can be called as a synchronous speed. So, for example, this magnetic field is rotating in the air gap of the machine with a 1500 rotations per minute. Okay, 1500 rotations per minute. So then what we can say? The 1500 RPM is the synchronous speed. 1500 rpm is the synchronous speed. Okay, so then this flux, this rotating magnetic field is rotates in the air gap of the machine. This flux is called the rotor conductors, and whenever this flux is cuts the rotor conductors, the EMF is induced. The EMF is induced, okay, in the rotor circuit. And if the rotor circuit is short circuited, then what will happening? The current is flowing through the rotor circuit. Okay, whenever the current is flowing through the rotor circuit, then what will happening? The flux is also produced by this rotor circuit also, and this flux and rotating magnetic field in the air gap will be interacted. One resultant force is created, that is called as torque. Due to this torque, the rotor is trying to start to rotate in the direction of the rotating magnetic field. Okay, due to this due to the produce of torque, the rotor is trying to start to rotate in the direction of the rotating magnetic field. This is the simple operating principle of the induction motor. Means when we are giving the electrical supply to the motor, okay, it will work, it will convert from electrical into the mechanical energy. Mechanical is nothing but the rotor is going to start. Rotor start हुआ मतलब क्या होगा? Mechanical energy. It is clear. So, but in case, what will happening here? When this motor is rotating more than the synchronous speed, for example, nr greater than the synchronous speed, whenever the motor is rotating, the motor speed is more than the synchronous speed. Okay, the rotor speed is more than the rotating speed of the rotating magnetic field. Okay, in this case, what will happening? Whatever we are having the slip in the induction motor, slip is nothing but ns minus nr upon by ns. Is it right? Is it right?
Yes.
Okay, so when the motor speed is more than the synchronous speed, when the motor speed is more than the synchronous speed, so then what will happening? Here, for example, if the synchronous speed is 1200 and motor speed is 1700, for example, okay, and divided by 1200. So we are getting the positive value or negative value? We are getting the positive or negative value here. 1200 minus 1700 minus 500, na? Minus 500 by 1200. We are getting the minus value on a slip. Minus, we are getting the minus value, na? Minus 500 by 1200. We are getting the minus or plus. We are getting the negative value or positive value, please. If, for example, we are having the minus 1 by 2. So what is the value of this one? Minus 0.5. Is it right? Minus 0.5. Is it right or not?
Yes, sir.
So we are getting the negative value here. So means we are getting the slip is negative. Slip is negative. So when the slip is negative is nothing but, so we have a one formula. We have a one formula. Rotor induced EMF is equal to S into E2. S into E2. E2 is nothing but rotor EMF at the standstill condition, and E2R is nothing but rotor EMF at the running condition. Then the slip is negative. So here we can substitute this negative value. So the rotor EMF is also we are getting the negative. At the running condition, whatever we are getting the EMF, okay, whatever we are getting the rotor EMF, that is also negative. So when the EMF is negative, means the polarities will be reversed. The voltage EMF is nothing but voltage. The voltage polarities will be reversed. Whenever this voltage polarity is reversed, the reverse current is start to flow. Okay, reverse current flow होता है. So whenever this reverse current flow होगा तो क्या torque क्या होगा? Negative होता है. जब torque negative हो गया तो क्या होगा? The machine, this machine will work as a generator. This machine will work as a generator. Is it clear? So this like this way. So when the motor speed is less than the synchronous speed, this machine will work as a motoring. If the machine speed is the motor speed is more than the synchronous speed, it will work as a generator. So that is depends upon the condition. Clear? So like this way, the the machine will work as a motoring mode or generating mode. So here, whenever we are rotating this device, whenever we want to rotate this rotating device, okay, that is the rotor. So this machine should be work as a motor. It will convert from electrical energy to the mechanical energy, and this whenever this rotor is rotates, it will convert from electrical energy to the mechanical energy, that is the kinetic energy. This kinetic energy will be stored, okay, but in whenever we want to take the energy from that device, so definitely again this mechanical energy should be converted into the electrical energy. Okay, again this whatever we are storing the energy in the form of kinetic energy, that energy can be converted into the electrical energy. In that cases, this machine should be work as a generator. When this machine is work as a generator, we are getting the electricity, and this electricity we can take as a output. This electricity we can take as a output. Is it clear? So this is the concept of this device, but only I have one doubt. So how the kinetic energy is going to be stored? So that I will explain you later. Okay. So just wait. I will show small video of this one. Just wait. This is just small 1 minute animation of this device. Again, I will repeat you. Okay. Okay, I think you got the just small 1 minute animation. Clear? So here, why we are using the vacuum pump device? This vacuum pump is used to remove the air which is having the resistance in order to increase the efficiency of the device. Okay, means whatever is having the air resistance, if the air is having the resistance, due to this resistance, the losses are going to be increased. Okay, if the losses are increased, the efficiency of the device is going to be decreased. The efficiency of the device is going to be decreased. That's why in order to increase the efficiency of the device, so whatever air is having the resistance, so that resistance also should be removed or should be decreased. For that purpose, we are using the vacuum pump in this device. Clear? So this is the simple information regarding about the flywheel energy storage systems. Okay, and one more thing. Flywheel energy storage systems, whatever we are having the rotating part, that will rotate with a very high speeds, that will rotate it with a very high speeds. That is the one of the main advantage of this device. Clear? Okay, and we are having the more advantages than the other devices. So additionally, they are having several advantages over the chemical energy storage devices like battery. Okay, so they have high energy density and substantial durability, which allows them to be cycled frequently with no impact to performance. Okay, means it is having the high energy density compared with the chemical energy storage devices, and also it is having the no limitations of the charging and discharging cycles. Okay, this is the one more advantage of this flywheel energy storage systems. They also have very fast response and ramp rates. Okay, in fact, they can go from full discharge to full charge. So means, for example, in the case of chemical batteries, in the case of batteries, so when it is fully discharged, there is a chance to decrease the lifetime of the battery. There is a chance to decrease the lifetime of the battery. Is it clear? So when it is fully charged, also there is a chance to to increase the heat of the battery, overcharge. Okay, so due to by overcharging the battery, okay, so there is a chance to damage the battery. So but it is not possible in the flywheel energy storage systems. Means there is no problems of the charge, fully charging and fully discharging. Okay, these are also one of the main advantage of this flywheel energy storage systems. Means they can go from the full discharge to full charge within a few seconds or less. Okay, flywheel energy storage systems are increasingly important to high power, relatively low energy applications. They are especially attractive for applications require frequent cycling, given that they require limited life production. If used extensively, they can undergo many partial and full discharge cycles with a trivial wear and per cycle. So, so these are the generally we are having the three advantages than the other chemical batteries. Okay, so what are the key technology of the flywheel energy storage systems? Okay, so it means that flywheel energy storage is now at the experimental stage, and there is still five main technical problems. Okay, means it is having the still some problems. Flywheel rotor. The flywheel rotor is the most important part of the flywheel energy storage system. So the transformation of the energy, the whole system is depends on the rotation of the flywheel. Okay, it is necessary to develop the flywheel within a high strength and high suitable structure based on the rotor dynamics design. So means what we can see here, it is having some drawbacks. Okay, it is also having some technical problems. For example, because it is having the rotating part, it is having the rotating part, and that rotating part also is rotating with a high speed. That rotating part also is the rotating with a high speed. Okay, so means this is the one of the main key component in order to transform the energy electrical to mechanical or mechanical to electrical. Is it clear? So whenever this uh, rotating part is damages, if in case there is a chance to damage the rotating part because it is rotating with a high speed. So if this rotating part is damages, there is a chance to there is a chance to damage the whole system. Okay, the whole system is going to be shut down. Clears? I mean, there is no energy transfer from mechanical to electrical, electrical to mechanical. Okay, that is one of the main. There is no other option. There is no other option. Okay, so for that purpose, we need to develop the high strength rotating part. Okay, high strength, which is having the high strength, that device we have to use, that type of material we have to use. And supporting bearings technology supporting high speed flywheel is one of the key factors restricting the efficiency and service life of the flywheel. So means it is having the bearings also. So the if any bearings also damaged, okay, so the efficiency of the system is also going to be decreased if any bearings are damaged because it is having the rotating part. Okay, energy conversion system, the core, the flywheel energy storage system is the conversion between the power and mechanical energy, which adjusts energy input and output of the conversion process. Okay, to coordinate the frequency and phase, the energy conversion unit determines the efficiency of the system and govern the operation of the flywheel systems. And one more thing we have to hear. So here the energy is converted from mechanical to electrical and electrical to mechanical. Okay, using the rotor, using the rotating device, that is the spinning device. But the phase sequence is also one of the main important component. Okay, if any phase sequences changes, okay, there is a chance there is a chance to do the rotating part will not be rotate. If this rotating part will not rotate, though there is no energy conversion from mechanical to electrical. There is no energy conversion from mechanical to electrical or electrical to mechanical. So means what we can say, the phase sequence is also one of the main most important. If in case any phase sequences changes, so the energy conversion will not be going on. The energy conversion will not be going on from mechanical to electrical or electrical to mechanical. Clear? One more generator motor set. The high speed of the flywheel energy storage rotor leads to the high speed of the flywheel motor, which requires high efficiency, low power consumption, and high reliability of the flywheel motor system. The current research of the permanent magnet motors focuses on reducing the losses and resolving the temperature sensitivity of the permanent magnets. So it means what we can say here, whatever we are using the device as a motor generator set, okay, whatever we are using the motor generator set, this losses are most important factor, most important parameter. Okay, if the losses are increased, so we are getting the output is also less. Okay, so for that purpose, in order to decrease the losses, in order to reducing the losses, the current research is going on to use the permanent magnet motors. Okay, the current research is going on to use the permanent magnet motors. Okay, so due to this use of the permanent magnet motors, we can reduce the some losses. By reducing the losses, we can increase the efficiency of the device. We can increase the efficiency of the device. Clear? And one more thing, vacuum chamber is the auxiliary system of the flywheel energy storage system that makes the system independent from the outside of the environment. Okay, so means whatever we are using the vacuum chamber. Okay, vacuum chamber is using to remove the air resistance. Vacuum chamber, this device we are using the to remove the air resistance. In order to remove the air resistance, so we can reduce the losses. Okay, by reducing the losses, the system is going to be increased. Okay, so this is okay, but this vacuum chamber we are using the auxiliary systems. Auxiliary systems. In case any this vacuum chamber is failure, okay, so the efficiency of this flywheel energy storage system is going to be decreased. The efficiency of the flywheel energy storage system is going to be decreased. Okay, this is also one of the main drawbacks. Means it is having some technical issue, problems. Okay, like flywheel, it is having the rotating part, and it is having the motor generator set. Okay, and it is also having the vacuum chamber. Okay, and it is also having the bearings. So if any mechanical part are damages, okay, so there is a chance to to get the zero output. Okay, like this. So these are the simple information regarding about the flywheel energy storage systems. Just wait, I will take the trains in 2 minutes.